add some more from temple, from Thursday program, other university programs, maybe we can say 1,000 people. We're still talking about 0.00001% of the people taking up to the path of pure bhakti. It's a very, very rare scripture that people understand in a proper way also. Because there are different versions of Bhagavad Gita. But Srila Prabhupada has written in this book, the first thing that he writes in preface, and that is the most, when I first read that book, I still remember that statement, and that statement struck me. The statement said that the only credit that I can take from this book is that I have not added or subtracted anything. Usually you want to come up with something new, right? That's what PhD is. You come up with something new, right? But Chaitanya Prabhu says copy is the right in ISKCON. In copyright, we don't agree with copyrights, right? Copyright is,
it is copyright.
Yeah. But in ISKCON, copy is the right. Srila Prabhupada said, whatever I've written from the previous acharyas. And that's the glory of this Bhagavad Gita. That's why it is written as it is, and not keep as it is, but read as it is. So what we'll do now is, we will read from verse number 1 to verse number 11, or maybe three verses we'll do, and then we'll jump to verse number 12. Oh, suddenly I thought the time is over. It's 8 o'clock. I have to remind myself. Okay, so here also it is there. You can read from here also. This is the question. Here, first thing is, Kṛṣṇa is talking about is that before you also have spoken many times before. It's not something new. It's not just Kṛṣṇa is international. Kṛṣṇa is also Puranic. Very old Kṛṣṇa has been speaking from. So we'll start from there.
Shri Bhagavan.
We'll just do the translation. First 11 verses. And 12th verse we'll do verses.
So,
Good. You have a question?
No.
Okay. Good. We'll do two verses.
The personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Kṛṣṇa said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Īśvaraḥ.
Second verse also. Yes.
This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it appears to be lost.
Yeah. So this is quick. So there are two kinds of line. One is seminal line and one is spiritual line. So what these kings giving instructions to their kings, to their sons giving to their, that is seminal line. But that in Kali Yuga has been lost and broken. It has become weak. But what has become stronger is the spiritual line. If you see introduction last page, the entire disciple succession is mentioned. That is spiritual line. Yeah. Roll, you can read.
That very ancient science of relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. So, Arjuna said, the sun god Vivasvan is senior by birth to you. How am I understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him?
So he's asking, how can I understand? When you are looks like same age as mine. Total Kṛṣṇa appeared in this world for 125 years. So he's thinking, man, how come you can speak to sun god?
The personality of Godhead said, many births both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of the enemy. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, by my internal energy I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form.
Yes. So he's saying, I have appeared millennium after millennium.
Verse 7. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practices, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. And verse number 8. To deliver this pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium.
Yeah. Mataji, you read please.
9.
One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and the activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal adop, O Arjuna.
Okay. Yes.
Being freed from attachments, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they attain the transcendental love from
Yeah, Vita Raga Bhaya Khoda. That's the verse. So
As
this is a
all,
very important verse. 11th verse. If you can possible, you can remember this verse also. Try to memorize it.
as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pratha.
So now he's talking about as all surrender to me, I reciprocate them accordingly. So how they approach to me, that's how I reciprocate. With that, he immediately talks about a very, very important topic, which during those days might not be as important, but especially in this Kali Yuga, and especially within the Hinduism paradigm that we understand, Vedic paradigm that we understand, this verse is very, very important. We'll try to understand that. And yeah, so you can recite after. kāṅkṣantaḥ karmaṇāṁ siddhiṁ
kāṅkṣantaḥ karmaṇāṁ siddhiṁ
yajanta iha devatāḥ
yajanta iha devatāḥ
kṣipraṁ hi mānuṣe loke
kṣipraṁ hi mānuṣe loke
siddhir bhavati karmaja
siddhir bhavati karmaja
kāṅkṣantaḥ karmaṇāṁ siddhiṁ
kāṅkṣantaḥ karmaṇāṁ siddhiṁ
yajanta iha devatāḥ
yajanta iha devatāḥ
kṣipraṁ hi mānuṣe loke
kṣipraṁ hi mānuṣe loke
siddhir bhavati karmaja.
siddhir bhavati karmaja.
Maybe someone can do the same thing.
Yeah. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive work in this world.
Yeah, so this Kṛṣṇa is talking about demigod worship, devata worship. We might approach some other people other than Kṛṣṇa to get some faster results. Right? Kṛṣṇa is talking about that. And Kṛṣṇa is telling here that is, in 7th chapter he will tell about that is, those people who are doing this, they are actually less intelligent. Imagine your father is a prime minister. Think about it. Your father is a prime minister, but you are asking his servant or some government employee, मेरे को ये काम करवाना है, करवा देना. Kṛṣṇa, your father will say, man, I am there now. Why are you disturbing others? Right? That is the relationship. So Kṛṣṇa is saying that these people who are doing this, they have to take from my only. They have to take, right? They have to take all the power from me only, but they are less intelligent. They are not directly approaching. So they are less intelligent. Purport by Śrīpāda ki jai. You want to read? Oh no, maybe Sharath you can read.
There is a great misconception about the gods or demigods of this material world and men of less intelligence, although passing as great scholars, take these demigods to be various forms of the Supreme Lord. Actually, the demigods are not different forms of God, but they are gods in different parts and parcels. God is one, and the parts and parcels are many. The Vedas say, nityo nityānām, God is one. Īśvaraḥ paramaḥ kṛṣṇaḥ. The Supreme God is one, Kṛṣṇa, and the demigods are delegated with powers to manage this material world. These demigods are living entities, nityānām, with different grades of material power. They cannot be equal to the Supreme God, Nārāyaṇa, Vishnu, or Kṛṣṇa. Anyone who thinks that God and the demigods are on the same level is called an atheist or partially. Even the great demigods like Brahmā and Śiva cannot be compared to the Supreme Lord. In fact, the Lord is worshipped by demigods such as Brahmā and Śiva, siva-viriñci-nutam. Yet curiously enough, there are many human leaders who are worshipped by foolish men under the misunderstanding of anthropomorphism or zoomorphism. Iha devatāḥ denotes of a powerful man or demigod of this material world. But Nārāyaṇa, Vishnu, or Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, does not belong to this world.
Right? This Paro is out of this world. Right? He is part of spiritual world, Kṛṣṇa. In fact, everything comes from him.
He is above or transcendental to this material
This
creation.
line only was there. Good.
He is above or transcendental to material creation. Even Śrīpāda Śaṅkarācārya, the leader of the impersonalists, maintains that Nārāyaṇa or Kṛṣṇa is beyond this material creation. However, foolish people, hṛta-jñāna, worship the demigods because they want immediate results. They get the results but do not know that results so obtained are temporary and meant for less intelligent persons. The intelligent person is in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, and he has no need to worship the paltry demigods for some immediate temporary benefit. The demigods of this material world, as well as their worshippers, will vanish with the annihilation of this material world. The boons of the demigods are material and temporary. Both the material worlds and their inhabitants, including the demigods and their worshippers, are
So whatever Śrīla Prabhupada is mentioning here, no, we are thinking, "Arey, ye sab kahan se aa raha hai?" All this is coming from 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. That's why Śrīla Prabhupada is written in that. That's why we should have complete faith in whatever statement it is. Śrīla Prabhupada is not writing anything from his own thing. That he is not thinking, "Oh, today I will get up in the morning. Aaj kya likho, kuch nahi." It's not like that. Whatever he is writing is coming from scripture. All this section is from 7th chapter. We'll see towards the end, whatever, whenever you have time. We'll see all these statements are actually coming from 7th chapter.
7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita or
Bhagavad
Bhagavad Gita? Okay.
both the material worlds and their inhabitants, including the demigods and their worshippers, are bubbles in the cosmic ocean. In this world, however, human society is mad after temporary things such as material opulence of possessing land, family, and enjoyable paraphernalia.
Yeah, what is mentioned here, see, in this world, human society is mad after temporary things. We are so much endeavoring for temporary things, right? We go to temple only for this, Putra Dehi, Janam Dehi, or BMW Dehi, Tesla Dehi, or what do we have, Job Dehi, right? House by the sea, a color TV, 3 gig MP3, Jai Jagdish Hare. We go to Lord to ask for things. That is, we are looking for temporary things only in this world. Whenever we endeavor for temporary things, it can lead to 4 things, experiences. Either it will lead to futility. Futility means you keep trying. But what will happen? It will not happen. It is possible, right? Sometimes we say, from when I am applying in Google, kuch hota hi nahi hai. We say, right? That is futility. We are endeavoring for that material. Because somehow in LinkedIn I can post, I am from Google. Right? It will create some, but it is futility. Right? We are trying, but it is not happening. That is, so one first result is futility. Now let's say for some reason you get it after endeavoring. Right? Shah Rukh Khan say, no, इतनी शिद्दत से मांगा तो कायनात भी सब मिलाने जुड़. You don't understand, you know? Sorry. There is a dialogue from which movie? What is
Om
it?
Shanti.
See? Yeah. Anyway, it basically means that if you try hard, the entire material world will come together to fulfill your desire. It was like a very punchline.
I see. It's universal view.
So even there is Bhagavad Gita. So anyway, so first, if let's say for some reason you get also, so first is you don't get it, so it will be futility. Second, even if you get it, then it will lead to insubstantiality. You get it and then you realize, arey, this is not enough. Ye dil mange more. You wanted something more. This is not enough. Right? We feel like that, right? Sometimes it happens, right? After the end of the year, we go to the manager and manager says, manager might have given you very, very good ratings and salary also and RSUs, everything. And she's telling you, man, you're the perfect, you're the best candidate, we are giving you the best results. And then you come out, you ask your friend, you came to know he's getting more. Now that suddenly that what you have got good is no longer good. Insubstantiality. You have got the result, but it is not satisfying. It is not satisfying. You somehow feel that is not enough. I want more. Right? I remember one of my friend, I was trying to preach him. I made a blunder. But anyways, he was my manager's manager, so pretty high in Yahoo. So I asked him, man, you are working so hard. He was doing restaurant also. He was trying to multiple things he was doing. And he was not sleeping only in the night. So much, just to get some money. I said, why are you doing? He said, I have some number in my mind. If I reach that, then I will retire. I'm just trying to retire fast. I said, okay, what is that number? So he said, that is 10 crore rupees. And this was like at least 10 years back, something like that. So 10 crores. So if you get that number, you'll stop. He said, yeah, 10 crores, done. So then I calculated this. I thought 3-4 years with the wage salary and all, whatever his gymnastics is doing, he'll definitely reach that number. So I asked him after 5 years, you're done? He said, no, in inflation, no, I'm waiting no more. So that is the tendency. Whatever number you hit, you want more. That is the nature. So Bhavati explained the first thing is futility. You will try to put endeavors, it might lead to futility. Second is, You try to put effort, you might get also, but when insubstantiality, you might feel it is not enough, not substance, it's not enough substance, I need more. And then let's say it is substantial also, but then the third thing is temporality. It will be temporary. It will be temporary. It's like chewing gum, and after some time you realize, oh, there is no juice anymore. Now what you're chewing is it's a dry thing. You want to spit it out. Right? That's what you start feeling after some time. So Bhagavad Gita explains that first is futility, when endeavoring in material desires. Second is insubstantiality. You might not be satisfied. Let's say you're satisfied also, but it will be temporary. And finally it says, even if it's permanent for some reason, that fourth thing, like final nail in the coffin, final thing is, it will be lead to duality. Duality means whatever happiness you will get from it, it will be, along with it, you will also get some level of unhappiness also. Some level of unhappiness. Like for example, yesterday, stock price of Salesforce was 10% down. Today, Broadcom stock was 10% up. So, pictus. Happiness and distress. So, that's what Kṛṣṇa is saying. That whatever endeavors we do in life, it will lead to these four things: futility, insubstantiality, temporality, or finally, some duality. It will always lead to some happiness and distress. And the only thing that we can have that is permanent and will be satisfying is love towards Kṛṣṇa. That is permanent. The love towards Kṛṣṇa. Once Śrīpāda was giving a class and someone asked Śrīpāda, it was very new, like he was just moved to New York. So someone said, like a hippie said, Swamiji, have you seen God? Like that. You know? Sometimes we have, right, people like asking tough questions. So he asked, Swamiji, have you seen God? So Śrīpāda said, yes, I have seen God. He said, like, I have seen God. Can't you see God? He said like that to that person. Can't you see God? So this guy completely was humbled that time. He said, no, I can't see God. And Śrīpāda then with a very piercing look, when sadhus speak, right, they can pierce your heart. And that is the quality of sadhu. See, I am speaking here, right? You will hear. After you will be maybe some level of love for Kṛṣṇa or some level of seriousness will come that I want to take up Kṛṣṇa consciousness. But when you were from like Temple President Vaishika Maharaj or some very great Vaishnava, simple statement also that will hit your heart. You will feel next day, I want to change my rounds. Every Sunday I feel after hearing that next day morning, 5 a.m. Right? That's the impact of sadhu. Sadhu can pierce your heart. A simple statement also, if they just say, no, you're not this body, you're the spirit soul, it can impact your heart. That is the potency that a sadhu has. I'll show you one verse. Ukti, something like that. You can repeat after me. Tato dusangam utsrijya.
Tato dusangam utsrijya.
Satsu sajjeta buddhiman.
Satsu sajjeta buddhiman.
Santa evasya chindanti.
Santa evasya chindanti.
Manovyasangam uktibhi.
Manovyasangam uktibhi.
An intelligent person should therefore reject all bad associations.
This is important. See, what we want is we want good association also and we want bad association also. My friends, how can I leave them? But actually they will take our consciousness down. We have to decide. In our life, someday we have to decide whom we want to be like. Who we want to be like. Do we want to be like with that person? Those kind of people who are drinking, next day they are puking. We want to be like people with them, or we want to be people with saintly people who raise our consciousness, who make us every time when we see them, we can remember Kṛṣṇa. Do we want to be people, that kind of people? Or do we want to be with people who take our consciousness down? We have to decide that. That's why I think give up all bad association.
Reject all bad association and instead take up association with saintly devotees whose words cut off the excessive attachment of one's mind.
Whose words cut off the excessive attachment of one's mind. That's what Śrīpāda. So Śrīpāda with a fierce look, and that fierce look had a lot of compassion. It was not like, I'll hit you. It was with a lot of compassion, because the sadhus, when they speak something strongly also, right, they have a lot of compassion in the heart. And then he asked, first he asked, have you seen God? Can't you see God? And second question Śrīpāda asked, do you want to see God? And then he kept his head down and said, no. And then Śrīpāda said, That's why you can't see God. In our life, we want to see God, but along with that, we want other things also. Husband, wife, kids, bungalow, house, money, honey, everything we want. And because of that dualities that we are living with, it's hard to see God. And Śrīpāda said that when we have complete focus that I don't want anything, but I want only Kṛṣṇa, then Śrīpāda said, then you will see Kṛṣṇa. Then you will see Kṛṣṇa. So that's what this verse is talking about, that we are so much endeavoring for material things. There is a story Śrīpāda quotes many times. He says that a lady, that's what our situation is, a lady, like we have two kinds of people who are nice in head eating. One is Messi, Lionel Messi, and his Masi, who keeps lot of things on the pot and they can walk. You know, they have this skill. So once one auntie was walking with lot of things burden on the pot, on the head, and suddenly something stumbled and she fell, and all that things came down, and she loudly chanted, "Kṛṣṇa, help me!" And Kṛṣṇa came, and then Kṛṣṇa asked, "What do you want?" Then she said, "All the burden that was there on my head, it fell down. Can you please help me put it back?" And then she put it back. And when she was going ahead, Kṛṣṇa helped her. Then she was going ahead, she realized, Kṛṣṇa came, what did I ask? I asked, put the burden back on my head. Put the burden back on. That's what happens. We are saying, give me this, give me this, give me this, so that I'll take more and more burden and put it on my head. It will lead to only sadness. And all this, actually, we do it towards Kṛṣṇa, then all these things will become spiritual. But we are endeavoring to enjoy. We want Lakshmi without Nārāyaṇa. I don't want Nārāyaṇa, I just want Lakshmi. And this leads to degradation of the consciousness. This leads to degradation of the consciousness. And that's why it is so important that we read Bhagavad Gita, because it helps us to again reconnect. Okay, we'll go ahead. Who was reading? Sharad, go ahead.
If a man gets some ministerships in the government by worshipping a political leader, he considers that he has achieved a great boon. All of them are therefore kowtowing to the so-called leaders or big guns in order to achieve temporary boons, and they indeed achieve such things. Such foolish men are not interested in Kṛṣṇa consciousness for permanent solution to the hardships of material existence. They are all after sense enjoyment, and to get a little facility for sense enjoyment, they are attracted to worshipping empowered living entities known as demigods. This verse indicates that people are rarely interested in Kṛṣṇa consciousness.
See, rarity. This is the rarity. And that's why we should feel that we are fortunate. That we are getting this opportunity to understand Bhagavad Gita. This is a rarity. How many of us, or whoever we meet, are actually taking shelter of Kṛṣṇa? Very few. Right? That's what this verse is talking about.
They are mostly interested in material enjoyment, and therefore they worship some powerful living entity.
Right, yeah. So we'll read one more verse. It talks about something similar. We'll just read the commentary. Okay.
Prabhu, I had some.
Go ahead.
So, in the previous verse, something shared with me that the demigods are some living entities.
Yes.
And for Shiva and Brahma, I used to think they are not living entities. So, I didn't get that.
For okay, let's hold on to your thought. We will read that. One minute, let me see. Let's read this purport and then we'll discuss about the question. Who is reading? Someone else can read now. Shayad, you read it. Anil, you can read.
There are different modes of.
This is from 2nd canto, 3rd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam again. This verse talks about what all different ways you can get things by approaching different devatas. If you want certain things, then approach this devata. If you want something, approach this devata. If you want this, then approach this devata. And why it is? You might think, why even mention about all this? Then you will get confused, right? Whether to go to Kṛṣṇa or this, right? If you read the Judeo-Christian philosophy, the way it has been presented, you might feel God is jealous God. God is jealous God means either you approach me or you are done.
Yeah.
That is Judeo-Christianism philosophy, right? Either if you don't approach me, if you don't take a surrender to me, you will go to hell. Either surrender to me or go to hell. So this talks about jealous God. But in Vedic canon, the God that we have is a zealous God. Not a jealous God, but a zealous God. Zealous God means one who is enthusiastic and gives you many entry points to approach him. Some people can't have that consciousness who can approach Kṛṣṇa directly. For them, there are some other ways by which you can indirectly approach to Kṛṣṇa. But at least slowly by approaching, see, there are two ways to get money. Either you steal someone else's money, that is one way, or you please some devata and you get as a benediction. What will you prefer? Second one. That's why these options are there. At least you don't do something out of mode of ignorance. At least you come to the mode of goodness, and if you want to fulfill your desire, do it in a sattvic way by approaching devatas. But because Bhagavad Gita is so direct, it says this is a less intelligent people who do. But in Vedic philosophy, we have that opportunity. So he is not a jealous God, he is a zealous God. He gives opportunity to us. There are many entry points. But the highest is to approach Kṛṣṇa directly. So to your question, Kṛṣṇa has 3 guna avtaras. He has many different kinds of avtaras. Different kinds of avtaras, not different, many avtaras, different types of avtaras. One of the avtaras are known as guna avtaras. And that guna avtaras, there are 3. Mode of goodness, mode of guna means sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. So for all these 3 gunas, there are some presiding deity or controlling those 3 gunas. So for mode of goodness, it is Lord Vishnu. For mode of passion, because you want to create. For creation, you need passion. Right? For creating a company, entrepreneurship, 9 to 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. you have to work. Right? You need a lot of passion. So the controlling deity for that Rajas is Lord Brahma. And to destruct something, you need a lot of ignorance. So for the controlling deity of ignorance, he is not in ignorance. He is the presiding deity of mode of ignorance is Lord Shiva. So these 3 are considered as the 3 guna avtaras of Kṛṣṇa, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Many different schools of thoughts out of Hinduism, they think Vedic philosophy is a polytheistic philosophy. Actually, it is not polytheistic philosophy. As B. Keshav Maharaj in one of the class said, it is polymorphic bimonotheism. You understood? If you want to confuse someone, you can say like that.
Polymorphic by monotheism.
Polymorphic bimonotheism. Okay. You understood?
Monotheism I didn't get. Polymorphic I understood.
Okay, we'll see. Then we'll come to your question. Monotheism, why? Why monotheism? Word came. Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why monotheism? Because we don't approach Kṛṣṇa only. We worship Kṛṣṇa with Srimati Radharani. So by monotheism. Okay. And why polymorphic? Because Kṛṣṇa comes in this world in many avtaras. In many avtaras. So one S.B. Keshav Maharaj, he coined this term. Polymorphic by monotheism. Once we heard this, the other guy will not speak anything. He said, okay, great. But anyways, so what was your question? Sorry.
The question was.
You also forgot about it.
No.
That's why it was right.
So I guess I got my answer regarding the
So Brahmaji is the highest jiva. The highest position that we can take in this material world is the position of Brahmaji. That's the highest position that explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. There are certain qualities, and the highest quality that we can get is that of Brahmaji. And then Lord Shiva has different tattva itself. Like we have Jiva Tattva, Brahmaji and all of us in this Jiva Tattva. Most of the devatas that you have heard of, they are all in Jiva Tattva. Kṛṣṇa, Vishnu, these are all Vishnu Tattvas. And Lord Shiva is a Rudra Tattva. It's a separate Tattva itself. So he is not considered as Jiva.
They are not living entities, right? So, the demigods are living entities and they are also
Brahmaji including, but not Lord Shiva.
Okay.
But he's also not Supreme Personality. If we take him as Supreme Personality of Godhead, then Lord Shiva will himself feel that why is he saying me like this? Why is he saying me Bhagwan? I'm not Bhagwan. I'm not the supreme controller. I'm controlling things to my capacity, whatever is given by me, to me by my Supreme Krishna. But I'm not the Supreme Controller. Supreme Controller is Krishna. Krishna gives the power. It's like, can we say that the food is getting cooked by the wood? No. It is cooked by the fire which is coming from the wood. But who is instigating that fire to come out from that wood? Radha Govind Maharaj gives this example. Who is giving that fire to the wood? Someone is instigating, right? So by somehow. Then that fire comes. That quality of fire, you cannot say this wood, I can see fire in this. No. That fire comes out from the wood because of the instigation by some external. That quality is given by some other person. So it's like that. Demigods have some qualities that is given, that is exhibited, that is allowed to be shown by Krishna. Krishna gives that power. Do you want to add anything?
I have a small question, sorry.
Yes.
So it is,
Well, we have 10 p.m.
Okay, so I think it is also referring in the previous verse that whoever is worshipping demigods as referred as atheists. So I think,
Because, why? That is because, that means you have, what does atheism means? Atheism means that you have no faith in God.
Yeah.
You have no faith in God is atheism.
Correct.
So if you have no faith in Krishna,
okay.
then it's atheistic in one sense.
Got
It's now you might say, अरे नहीं ऐसा नहीं मेरे को ये भी इसमें भी faith है उसमें भी faith है बात. So we can see like that, but in a pure way of definition,
Okay.
actually atheism means one who has no faith in Vedas. In one sense, the main definition is that you have one who have no faith in Vedas. But what is the summarization of all the Vedas? Īśvaraḥ Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Adi Radhe Govinda Sarva Karma Karma. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But that faith is not there. Like for example, what will you call Hiranyakashipu? Hiranyakashipu has complete faith in Brahmaji. Arey, he will give me boons. But he had no faith in Vishnu. Dhruv Maharaj had faith in Vishnu. That boons, see, both of them are worshipping to get something material. He wanted fame, he also wanted fame. He wanted power, he also wanted power. He wanted to have a kingdom greater than his great grandfather. Greater than Brahma also he wanted. Arey, kaise possible hai? It's not possible in this material realm, right? Brahmaji is the highest. He's still asking something greater than Brahma, Dhruv Maharaj. But he approached Krishna. He had faith in Krishna because of Narad Muni, whatever it is. But he had faith in Krishna, right? And this guy, he had no faith in Vishnu. He wanted to fight against Vishnu because he felt that Vishnu is not super. See, if you know someone is supermost, you cannot fight with him. Then will you take Panga? You will not take Panga, right? Arey, he's the highest, you will defeat me. You will not go in front of Hulk Hogan and you will say, let's fight. You will not, because Hulk Hogan is Hulk Hogan. Right? So similarly, but Hiranyakashipu thought, no, I can defeat him. So that means he had not faith that he is the Supreme Personality. He didn't have that faith. And he had faith in Brahmaji that he can give me boon. I'll use that boon in defeating Lord Vishnu. So that cheating mentality is there. That is atheism.
Then did Dhruv Maharaj get the big kingdom?
Dhruv Maharaj at the end he said, I'll show you that verse. Sthana bilashi tapasi. Amazing, no? This Veda, Google, Veda base, CC, Madhya, 22, 42. Yeah, you can repeat after me. Sthana bilashi tapasi stitoham.
Sthana bilashi tapasi stitoham.
Tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam.
Tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam.
Kacham vichinvan api divya ratnam.
Kacham vichinvan api divya ratnam.
Swamin kritartosmi varam nayache.
Swamin kritartosmi varam nayache.
Who asked? You asked, no?
Yeah.
So Dhruv Maharaj had this desire. He wanted kingdom greater than great grandfather. But then he saw Vishnu. As soon as he saw Vishnu, then his mindset changed. We'll see.
When he was being blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Dhruv Maharaj said,
Now Dhruv Maharaj said this prayer. Okay.
"O my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe types of penance and austerity. Now I have gotten you, who are very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons, and kings to attain.
See, great devatas also cannot attain. And he did it in 6 months. Right?
I was searching after a piece of glass, but
So he
instead I have
compared that greater than great, that kingdom greater than great grandfather, he's comparing with piece of glass. Piece of glass.
But instead I have found a most valuable jewel."
You know what is the peculiar quality of piece of glass?
Transparent. It pokes.
It pokes.
It can cut you.
It can cut you. So that material happiness is like a piece of glass. It looks very nice, but if you hold it, it can cut you. So he's comparing with piece of glass. Because he knew that this piece of glass that I'm going to get, I might get attached to it.
Therefore, I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask any benediction from you.
So but he got, you forgot this, he instead got a most valuable jewel. What was that most valuable jewel? Darshan of Kṛṣṇa. Darshan of Kṛṣṇa. What else you need? What else you need? But that's why Srila Prabhupada asked him, do you want to see Kṛṣṇa? He said, no, I want other things also. I want other things also. We have to ask ourselves, is next day morning, do I have the enthusiasm to chant Hare Krishna? Or do I want to just do time pass in my life? I have to ask this question. For Kalir Doshni De Rajan Asti Eka Mahagunan Kirtanadeva Krishna Se Mukta Sangha Paramja. For this Kali Yuga is filled of doshas, filled with doshas. If you don't believe me, ask your manager. They will tell you. It's filled with doshas. But there's one good thing. Kirtanad Eva Krishna Se. Singing the holy names of God. That is the highest guna. There's only one guna in this Kali Yuga. That is chanting the holy names of God. And that's why Srila Prabhupada has brought this chanting of the holy names of the Lord to the entire world, including the Western world. But the problem is something that we get very easily sometimes. And the other reason is we don't have weakness of heart. We have weakness of heart. We feel ki, ya to we feel humse na ho payega, we cannot do this, or we feel that, oh, I have other things to do. We are holding on so many things that we have no time for holding weight back. And that's why we should take association of Vaishnavas. We should take association of Vaishnavas again and again. We should be greedy to take association of Vaishnavas. We are greedy for money. We should be greedy for association of Vaishnavas. How, if you see Shah Rukh Khan, you will run behind, hey, Shah Rukh Khan. Like that, when we see a Vaishnava, we should run behind him. I'll tell you one story. When I was 40, first time I saw Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj. I was new. I was not so much in Krishna consciousness. I saw Mira Road Temple. My mother saw. And as soon as, and that time construction was going on in Mira Road Temple, Mumbai, Mira Road Temple. It's near Bhaktivedanta Hospital. So on the ground, there was all pebbles. It was like very thorny pebbles. Construction was going on. Right? As soon as they saw Maharaj, they all did Dandavat. And I was like, this is risky. I might get hurt. And my mother was like, Chuko niche. Come down. I said, I don't want to come down. I might get hurt. And then my mother just, in here you can see easily. You can get darshan. In India, it's like ocean of people, ocean of faults, ocean of people. So it's very hard to get darshan also. And from there, my mother saw Bhaktivinoda Maharaj, and she felt Maharaj also saw her. And just a glimpse, Maharaj saw her and she started crying, Maharaj saw me. Like, that is the lolly one should have. And I was feeling, why is she crying so much? I couldn't understand. Now I understood. That is the lolly we should have for when we meet Krishna, when we meet Vaishnavas. That's the lolly we should have. But we have lolly when we get that money in our bank account. Yeah, that is good. If we can use it for Krishna, that is okay. That's not a problem. But we should have that lolly for meeting Krishna, for meeting, at least not Krishna because maybe it's far, it's hard. But at least to meet Vaishnavas. We should have that lolly. Every Sunday Maharaj is coming, Vaishnava Maharaj is coming. It's very rare to get his association. We come there, we hear his class. It helps us to raise our consciousness. Right? So, why I spoke that? Someone asked some question? Okay, listen. Okay. So, what we were doing? Yeah, we don't have time now. So, what we'll do is, this also talks about similar thing, that how we are looking at different kinds of things. Okay, let's read from here in Bhagavad Gita. You want to read? Yeah. This is from, so this verse again talks about if you want different things, you should approach different devatas, but that is lower mode of understanding, right? From the commentary you can read from in the Bhagavad Gita.
In the Bhagavad Gita as well as in Srimad Bhagavatam, such less intelligent person have been described as devoid of all good sense.
Right? We will discuss about why they are known as less intelligent. We'll see. It's all coming from 7th chapter, which has already been discussed in this commentary. What we read in Bhagavad Gita. But what we'll do is we'll take from the horse's mouth. We say, from Krishna's mouth directly. We'll see from how is he saying why they are less intelligent. 3 reasons he gives. We'll see that.
Sukadeva Goswami said that out of 8,400,000, like
8,400,000
species of living entities, the human form of life is rare and valuable. And out of those rare human beings, those who are conscious of material problems are rarer still. And the still more rare person are those who are conscious of the value of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Rarity is there. Just appreciating Srimad Bhagavatam, that is also rare. Right?
Which contains the message of Lord and his pure devotees. Death is inevitable for everyone, intelligent or foolish. But Prashit Maharaja has been addressed by the Goswami and Manishi, or the man of highly developed mind, because at this time of death, he left all material enjoyment and completely surrendered into the lotus feet of Lord by hearing his messages from right person. Sukadeva Goswami, but aspirations for material enjoyment by endeavoring persons.
But aspirations for material enjoyment by endeavoring person are condemned. Just saying these, there are 4 reasons when we endeavor. We discuss that futility and all that thing. That's why he's saying it's condemned. So what is condemned? Because it will not lead to anything. We can take that, but we can take it as mercy of Kṛṣṇa and how I can utilize for Kṛṣṇa. But the bare minimum is needed for my maintenance. Then we can use it for Kṛṣṇa.
Such aspirations are something like the intoxications of degraded human society. Intelligent person should try to avoid these aspirations and seek instead the permanent life by returning home back to Godhead.
Right? And even if, let's say, we have the desires, we should approach Kṛṣṇa. Because Kṛṣṇa will not just fulfill the desires, he will give the intelligence to discriminate the desire that I got, is it good for me or not? That intelligence also Kṛṣṇa will. But the devatas will not give. Because devatas are like, you are making a deal with them. I will give you this, you give me this. It's like that. But with Kṛṣṇa, it's not like that. Right? And that's why Kṛṣṇa, what he wants is only love. There's a very nice song. It says, दुर्योधन के भोग न खायो, सुखो रासाख विदुर कर खायो, ऐसे प्रेम पुजारी राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम. It says, दुर्योधन के घर भोग न खायो. He did not eat at Duryodhan, who had so much opulent food. But rukho saal, vidur kar khayo. Krishna is just looking for love. He is just looking for love. Right? This is what it is saying. In this person should try to avoid. So there is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Akama sarva kamava moksha kama udharati tivrena bhakti yogena jeta purusham. It says that there are different, even if you have kama, you are full of kama, you want all the desires. Or if you have no desires, you still approach Kṛṣṇa. Like Dhruva Maharaj. He had the desire, but he approached Kṛṣṇa. Hiranyakashipu also had desire, but he approached Brahmaji. We have to ask ourselves, do I want to become Hiranyakashipu or do I want to become Dhruva Maharaj? Like that. I got scared for a second. Coming on my lap. Okay, intelligent persons. Okay. So next verse. Now next verse. See, now in this verse, that is the beauty of Vedic scriptures. This verse talks about what? Demigod worship. Do you agree? This verse. We didn't do the translation because of the shortage of time. But this verse talks about that. Now next verse talks about, you can do all that, but 8th verse talks this. Who wants to read the translation? You can read something.
One should worship Lord Vishnu.
7th, 8th verse, that all that 5, 6 verse talks about, you do this, you will get this. You do this, you get this. But in the next verse talks about, you do worship to Lord Vishnu.
One should worship Lord Vishnu or his devotee for spiritual advancement in knowledge and for protection of heredity and the advancement of a dynasty. One should worship the various demigods.
Right? If you want this, that, then you worship demigods. But if you want spiritual advancement, you should worship Kṛṣṇa. And in future verses, Kṛṣṇa says, even if you have desires also, you still approach Kṛṣṇa. This is again at the semi level. Then the highest level is, even if you have desires, you approach Kṛṣṇa. Because then you pray to Kṛṣṇa that I have these desires, but you help me to purify my desires. You help me to purify my desires. Like that. So now what we'll do is, since we have 30 minutes, we'll quickly now go to the 7th chapter and we will see 3 reasons. I'll post here, I'll put here also. 3 reasons why Kṛṣṇa is saying demigod worship is less intelligent. Okay, why demigod worship is less intelligent. So first is 7th chapter, verse number 24. You can see from here also. First reason he gives, Kṛṣṇa gives, Why demigod worship is less intelligent? First reason he gives is because they don't know that the results that you will get is temporary. You will get the results, but it will be temporary. Avyaktam, sorry, not 24, 20, 23. Antavattu phalam, that will also come. He is a Sanskrit scholar. That will also come. Antavattu phalam tesham tad bhavatya alpa medasam. We have less time. Tad bhavatya alpa medasam. Whatever you get, it will be temporary. It will be small. First of all, it will not be able to give you full. Because Hiranyakashipu asked Brahmaji what? First he asked, give me immortality. I want to become Amar. Brahmaji said, I only don't have. I mean, what can I give you? Right? So, whatever you desire, Krishna cannot give you full. Dhruva didn't ask for it. That I want to become immortal. Krishna gave it as Dhruva Loka. You understand the difference? It's limited and it's temporary. With Devatas. With Krishna, even if you don't ask, Krishna, later on, Dhruva said, I don't want, because it's a piece of love. Krishna said, no, I want to give you. Imagine the relationship. It's like you're saying to Krishna, I don't want, and Krishna is saying, I want to give you. Why? Because Krishna is, why you don't want? Because you are scared that you will get entangled. But why Krishna is giving you? Because Krishna is saying, I am giving you, with that I am giving you the intelligence to use it properly. Right? To use it properly. And he then ruled entire kingdom for 36,000 years. Prime Minister भी 4-4 साल में change होते हैं. After every 4 years, Prime Ministers are getting changed, right? But he ruled for 36,000 years nicely. Why? Because he was given the intelligence also. That's why these kings that time were known as Raja Rishi. Because they were Raja and they were saintly also, they were Rishis also. Like that. So the first reason why people are less intelligent who are worshipping demigods, first reason is it is temporary. It is temporary. Right? Second reason, now we'll go. Second reason is they don't know that the source of power is Kṛṣṇa. They think that she is the one who is giving me. In this case, Hiranyakashipu thought that Brahmaji, he is the ultimate, he is giving me. He is praying also like that. When he sees Brahmaji, he is praying also like that you are supreme, this, that. He doesn't know that that power is coming from PG&E, I mean Kṛṣṇa. He is the original source of power. Right? So 22nd verse talks about it. And all this is mentioned in that commentary. All the mentioned in that commentary that we read, 4.12. So we'll read this verse. Sa taya shuddhaya yuktas tasya radhanam iyate labate cha tata kaman mayeva vihitan hitan. So someone can read the translation. Second line we'll read. We have less time. Who wants to read? Maybe Sharath you can read. But in actuality.
Yeah, endowed with
20
seconds.
20 seconds.
Endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod
And obtains his desires. Yeah, he gets his desires, right? Then.
But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone.
They don't know that the power is actually coming from Kṛṣṇa. Right? Final, third reason. Why they are less intelligent? Because they are, what Prabhu was mentioning, because they are stolen by desires. They are stolen by desires. They want to get something. And because of that, they approach demigods. Because they feel that demigods will give it easily. But Kṛṣṇa, see, if you want chocolate, you go to your father or mother, they will say, Beta, daant kharab ho jayenge. Right? And Mamaji will say, I will give you. Right? So the devatas are like Mamaji or Chachaji, whatever you may call it. Right? They will give you because they are not thinking of your long-term happiness. They are looking that this guy will be happy and he will come in my godi or in my lap. Right? But parents, they are very careful. Right? They will say, no. 10 minutes screen time only. Whatever, right? So, their entire mind is stolen by desires. There is a third reason. And these are the three reasons why they approach the demigods. Who wants to read the translation? I can.
Yeah. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender onto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures.
Yeah, so their intelligence is stolen by material desires. This is the third reason. Kāṅkṣantaḥ hṛta-jñāna. Then it says, prapadyante anna devata. Prapadyante, that's why they are surrendering to anya devata, to other people, anya devata. Right? So, I wanted to read one article, but I think we don't have time. So
We can, bro. We can.
No, okay, this is a very, very heart-touching article I shared with Anil Prabhu yesterday. This is a passing away of Stoka Krishna Prabhu. He was a disciple of. You are able to see or not? You are able to read, Prabhu. You are able to read, Arun? This is a story by. I was talking about that. It was mentioned Parishit Maharaj when he was leaving. It was mentioned in a commentary. When he was leaving, he was with Shukadeva Goswami, and Srimad Bhagavatam starts with that. Srimad starts with Krishna was asking a question that a person who is about to die, what is good for him? And then Shukadeva Goswami starts Krishna Katha. A person who is about to die, for him Krishna Katha is the ultimate thing. Right? We have to ask ourselves when we are about to die, whom we want to be surrounded by. Our friends who are drinking and cooking and talking about money, or we want to be surrounded by devotees who are chanting and reminding us for Krishna. This story is very beautiful. This talks about a very nice devotee. He's a simple devotee. Nothing great he has done. He just served his spiritual master, and somehow he got some disease, and at a very, very early age, he was about to leave. This is a story from ISKCON Chopati. Have you read this article?
I know the story, but I never read that.
Yeah, so I was just, I like this article a lot. I've read it a couple of times. So this is a story of a devotee called Stoka Krishna Prabhu, and he's leaving the body. And it's 2 days worth of story. It's in 5-6 minutes read, and it talks about the journey, what all things were happening while he was about to leave the body. So, and we can pray to Krishna that Krishna, while we are reading this, we can pray to Krishna, Krishna, please surround me with devotees. I don't have the desire. But you make situations like that. I'm always surrounded by devotees, and I can take advantage. Give me the intelligence that I can take advantage of them to understand Krishna consciousness in a proper way. Not just take, oh, he's here, I'm here, association over here. No, I can have the intelligence to take proper advantage from them by understanding Krishna consciousness. So you can read. Okay, maybe first paragraph I can read, then slowly one paragraph you can read. Stoka Krishna Prabhu's health started deteriorating from the 3rd February evening. At 4:30 p.m., he started gasping for air and manifesting symptoms of air hunger. Dr. Achyutananda Prabhu nebulized him, which helped him relax. Later on, discussion with Madhvacharya Prabhu, His Holiness Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj's physician. Bhakti Tirth Maharaj was another great sannyasi, and he was getting diagnosed or cured by or handled by Madhvacharya Prabhu. He was another devotee who was like a doctor, physician during his last days. It was declared that Stoka Krishna Prabhu's health is going down rapidly and he may leave his body in the next 24 hours. He's about to die. And we all will come in that situation, right? They will be about to die. Devotees immediately called for His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, his spiritual master. Stoka Krishna Prabhu's spiritual master. Gaur Gopal Prabhu, you know Gaur Gopal Prabhu, very famous person, was leading a soft and melodious kirtan in the room around 5:30 p.m. Right? So see, he's also, you might feel him, he's talking, influencing thing, this and that. The heart of the heart, yeah, he's Krishna Katha. So Krishna Prabhu was now really struggling with his breathing and his health was going down.
His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaja came to meet his beloved disciple in the evening, and this proved to be the last time that Guru and disciple exchanged sweet words in transcendental reciprocation. Of course, this is just an external observation, as the relationship of spiritual master and disciple is always eternal. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj walked into the room and Stoka Krishna Prabhu was struggling with his breathing. His blood pressure was hovering around 80. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj came near Stoka Krishna Prabhu and inquired about his health from the doctors. Then he started encouraging Stoka Krishna Prabhu for his final journey.
Yeah. Read it in a way that we will also be in this position someday, right? And what we want to be in that position that time. So now he's about to leave and his spiritual master also arrived. Who you can read.
His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Stoka Krishna Prabhu. Vrindavan is waiting for you. Yamuna is waiting for you. Stoka Krishna Prabhu. Because of your mercy, Maharaj,
His Holiness.
His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Very lovingly. Do you have any desire?
You are talking about material desires, right? In this entire material desire, he's asking, do you have any desires?
Yeah, to take shelter at the lotus feet. His Holiness Radha Krishna Maharaj, that you have already achieved. Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu, please forgive me. I spoke something foolish last week. His Holiness Nārāyaṇa Swami Maharaj. No foolishness. Just remember Kṛṣna. I am very proud of you. I am very pleased with you. Don't have any regret.
A sadhu will only tell you to remember Krishna. He doesn't want anything. He will just tell you to remember Krishna.
Just be grateful. Concentrate on holy names. Think of beautiful forms of Sri Radha Gopinathji. Think of their pastimes. His Holiness Nārāyaṇa Swami Maharaj continued in his sweet voice. Success of life is to depart with great dignity which you have achieved. All your mistakes are erased. You are now left with all wonderful qualities, wonderful service. Do you believe me? Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu, nodding his head like a small innocent child. Yes, Maharaja, please bless me.
Our actual wealth is not, sometimes we might think that in the next life I'm going to become son of Ambani, this, that. Actually, our actual wealth is getting the blessings of spiritual master, the blessings of Vaishnavas. That's what Kṛṣna is so Kṛṣna. Because at the end of your life, you understand. Now you will feel, I want this or that also. But at the end of life, you will realize that everything was just zeros. One is Kṛṣna. I mean, I am also in that position. Please pray for me also. Yeah, go ahead. But you can hear me.
His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Lord Kṛṣna and Radharani have already blessed you. I am praying 24 hours to Srila Prabhupada for you. When you go to Goloka Vrindavan, you will see the transcendental beautiful form of Lord Kṛṣna covered with dust of Vrindavan with peacock feather on his head and beautiful flower garland around his neck. On various colored mud smeared over his bluish body. He must have killed some demon that day. He must have played games with Balaramji and other cowherd boys. Gopis will be there but at the background. Nanda Maharaja and Yashoda Mai will be there at the front. Yashoda Mai will come forward and scrutinizingly search for any scratch marks on his body. Then she will bathe him with scented water, dress him in beautiful garments, offer him nice bhoga and put him to rest. But at night he will go secretly at Terkalamba to meet the gopis.
He's about to die, right? Someone will say, will banao, kiske paas, what will go? They just talk Krishna. Sadhus do that. They just talk about Krishna. And that's what was needed when he was about to die. He would leave this body. You can read, Prabhu.
At this time, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj stopped patting Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu's head and lovingly ordered, Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu, you should serve and please Krishna. Don't think of anything else. Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu nodded his head. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj continued the pastime. Next morning, Krishna wakes up. All the gopas are waiting to go with Krishna and all cows are seeing Krishna start pouring milk. There is no need of milking them. When the elderly gopis see Krishna, milk starts flowing from their body out of intense affection for him. Because of mercy of Srila Prabhupada and previous acharyas, you have got entrance to Vrindavan. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj told me, I am going there to make arrangements for all the
Maharaj just left before, so he's talking about Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj.
I am going there to make arrangements for all the devotees.
So he's already left the world.
Yeah.
So when he was leaving the world, he told Maharaj, Maharaj, that I am going there to make arrangements from all devotees.
Maharaj continued, do you want to assist His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami? Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu lovingly said yes. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, when do you want to go? Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu said at this very moment. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj laughingly in his transcendental way. Nice answer.
Sometimes we might say, no, I have to take care of this, I'll come after some time. Correct? Kailash story is that. I want to leave now only to serve.
His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj laughingly in his transcendental way said, nice answer. A devotee should always be ready. Remember Krishna's name, form, pastimes. Engage in Radharani's seva. She is supreme. Leave this body and assist the servants of Radharani. Rupa Goswami is waiting for all Gaudiya Vaishnavas so that he can engage them in service of servants of Radharani. Krishna loves you, Radharani loves you. Srila Prabhupada's mercy is on you. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, where do you want to go? Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu said, Maharaj, wherever you want me to go. Maharaj laughingly said, my order is you should go back to Godhead. you are leaving this body in Dham. Brijvasis told
Dham.
Ram.
Temple is Dham. Chowpatty is, it was ISKCON Chowpatty, not Vrindavan. But ISKCON Chowpatty is also like Dham.
Dham.
ISKCON Silicon Valley is like Dham.
Dham.
Right?
Brijvasis told Radha Gopinath Mandir is non-different from Vrindavan. Do you want to go for final darshan of Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, or you are feeling too weak now? Stoka Kṛṣṇa Prabhu softly said, I am feeling too weak.
And devotee is honest.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation, I'm weak.
Yeah. Maharaj said, did you like the darshan during Pushya Abhishek festival? Stoka Kṛṣṇa Prabhu said yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
What did you want to read?
Maharaj turned to Acyuta Prabhu to record the blood pressure. To the utter surprise of all devotees, the BP, which was 80-60 before Maharaj entered the room, has now risen to 102-70. Stoka Kṛṣṇa Prabhu, who just a few minutes earlier grasping for breath, was now steady with his usual heart-warming smile and affluence on his face. Maharaj jovially, blood pressure
BP.
for you. BP for you is bhakti pressure. Your BP is better than mine. 2 days back, mine was 102/52. So you should pray for me. Madhvacharya Prabhu, who was later amazed by this surprise stabilizing of BP, said to Stoka Kṛṣṇa Prabhu, "You are a saintly person. I should take dust from your feet."
You are seeing they are surrounded by Vaishnavas. He's surrounded just by Vaishnavas. This should be our goal of life. And not debtors who are asking, give me money, hey, you are about to leave, who will pay? We want to be surrounded by Vaishnavas who are reminding us, Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa. That's why it is so important. Saturday, Sunday, whenever we can get time, we should go to temple. Take us to Vaishnava. We should have that all here.
Stoka Kṛṣṇa Prabhu got medications for the night, by which he remained peaceful. His BP continued to fall again. In the night, as the effect of medications was over, he again started grasping and struggling for air. So Acyuta Prabhu had to administer sedatives, and now as the night proceeded, devotees noticed that Stoka Kṛṣṇa Prabhu's head was titled to his right side and he was struggling with his breath.
So we'll go to the next day now. Next day started. Advaita Acharya's appearance day was there. Go ahead, Prabhu. It's only a little bit now.
4th Feb 2006, Sri Advaita Acharya's appearance day. In the morning, Raghupati Prabhu came to see his dear god brother and in love decorated his body with dust of Vrindavan, sacred waters from Vrindavan. Govind Prabhu entered escapee's room around 9 a.m. and seeing the situation started intense kirtan. The blood pressure was just starting to crash. Maharaj has given instruction that as soon as the doctor diagnosed the situation as precarious, he should be informed. Govind Prabhu asked that Panchatattva photograph be placed before his eyes. So the photograph was kept near escapee on the bed. Around 10:15 a.m.
This is another thing. We should always be surrounded by Krishna's photos everywhere, as much as possible. Guru's photos, saintly person photos. I went to his room. He had a room, reading room. All Acharya's photos. Saraswati Thakur, then Srila Prabhupada, mānuṣe Maharaj. When you are just seeing in the wall also, you are seeing Vaishnavas, Kṛṣṇa. That should be the move.
Around 10:15 am, His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj came into the room. He placed Jagannath's Mahathread on Stoka Kṛṣṇa Prabhu's hand, tulsi leaf and sacred water from Vrindavan in Stoka Kṛṣṇa Prabhu's mouth. Devotees continued to intense pray to the holy name. His Holiness Niranjan Swami Maharaj also entered the room. RM instructed the doctors that they should monitor the blood pressure every 10 minutes.
Yes, someone else can read.
Her Grace Nartaki Mataji came in the afternoon. She sat beside him like a loving mother chanting for him. She placed tulsi leaves and Ganga Jal in his mouth. These were the last drops of water which he drank. Ezekiel Prabhu had brought some Maha garlands from Vrindavan. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj placed each and every garland with love around Stoka Kṛṣṇa Prabhu. He also placed Srila Prabhupada's Mahapallo cover on his head. Rose petals of Sri Radha Shyam Sundar was also put around his body, and the room was suddenly converted to the forest groves of Vrindavan. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Coming close to Stoka Kṛṣṇa Prabhu's ears, Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu. This is Radhanath Swami. This is garland from Sri Radha Shyam Sundar. Then after whispering more encouraging words to Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu, he left the room. His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj had called for encouraging Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu for his final journey. At 3:30 p.m., His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj again entered the room along with some Brajvasis. Devotees were saying that it appeared as though Srimati Radharani had personally sent Brajvasis to chant for Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu.
And it was coincidence. It was nobody invited them. They just happened to be there. People, Brajvasis from Vrindavan. I mean, imagine when a Vaishnava is leaving and he has love for Kṛṣna. Kṛṣna arranges everything.
He held his hand, patted his head. After some time, Madan Mohan Brajvasi and Ramesh Chandra Goswami started singing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in beautiful Brajvasi's melodies, enchanting the hearts of all devotees.
Yeah, Arun, please, you can read.
The doctors noticed that Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu's pulse was almost non-existent. The kirtan became ecstatic and the whole room became enthused with spiritual energy. Maharaja came to the room. He started rubbing Stoka Prabhu's hands softly. Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu then took a deep breath. Everyone sensed that this great devotee who had sincerely served his Guru Maharaj all his life was about to leave his body in the most glorious way in the presence of devotees, and his spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, was raising his hands and enthusing everybody to chant louder. Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu was surrounded on either side of his bed by devotees. His family was standing near his feet. The whole room was packed with devotees and the air was permeated with the holy names. Everybody was chanting the holy names at the top of their voices. The devoted servant of his Guru Maharaj was now surrounded with garlands and rose petals. Prabhupada and Panchatattva were at his side. Srila Prabhupada's chanting was also going on continuously near his ears. At approximately 4:30 p.m., suddenly Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu stopped breathing. Had he left already? After approximately 40 seconds, during which the kirtan rose to another higher level, never before experienced by the devotees. After a few seconds, he again took a deep breath and then he left very peacefully to attain the eternal shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Radha Gopinath.
This is how we want to have our India, right? Surrounded by Vaishnavas.
His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj continued to encourage the devotees to chant more. He placed tulsi leaves on his eyes. Kirtan continued for half an hour. Govind Prabhu then requested all the devotees to leave the room so that Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu could be bathed for the last time. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj throughout had maintained a grave mood throughout the entire episode. But when the devotees had left the room and the curtains were closed, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj allowed a line of tears to gush down his cheek, partially revealing to the onlookers how much love the spiritual master has for the disciple. The brahmacharis then bathed Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu, dressed him in new clothes, decorated him in tilak. At around 6 p.m., the devotees brought his body out of the room on a stretcher covered with His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, saffron, Upavastra cloth and Gopalji's shawl. He looked as blissful as usual, lying in peace amidst rose petals and garlands. Then he was taken for parikrama of the temple. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj and Niranjan Maharaj walked along with the devotees. Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu was placed in the courtyard and devotees started offering flowers to the royal servant who inspired all devotees with his example. Then Madan Mohan Brajvasi began kirtans for the evening. He sang very sweet and soft Hare Krishna Mahamantra. After Brajvasi concluded his kirtana, Niranjana Maharaj took over the kirtana. Whole night devotees did kirtana for Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu. 5th February, the procession from the temple to the cremation left at 7 a.m. amidst sweet and soft kirtana led by Gauranganaga Prabhu.
Gaurang Prabhu. You know Gaurang Prabhu.
It was 3-kilometer walk to the cremation ground. Many hundreds of devotees had come to show their affection for Stoka Kṛṣna Prabhu, who passed so gloriously.
That's it. So that's what Parikshit Maharaj also asked. What should I do? And then he spoke to me about Harikatha, Harikatha, Harikatha. You should take shelter of Vaishnavas, chanting the holy names of the Lord. This is what will actually help us. Everything is there, but it's like zeros. When we add Kṛṣna to it, that is like a 1. And then you add how much zeros you want, but Kṛṣna has to be there. And not in terms of, okay, Kṛṣna, you are here, I am here. We both. No, I want Kṛṣna. We should take shelter of Vaishnavas. So thank you so much for, I usually don't take so much time, but thank you for patiently listening.